Averaging .323 between 1950 through 1954, Robinson led the talent-laden Dodgers against the Yankees in 2 more World Series, losing both. But in 1955, they were bums no more, beating New York in 7 games for the first World Championship in franchise history.
I happened to be in the borough of Brooklyn on that afternoon. It was just a wonderful moment to be riding the subway back in toward Manhattan and hearing the bells going off all over Brooklyn.
Although Robinson's average had plummeted to .256 during the season, he set the tone for victory with his 19th career theft of home in Game 1 of the World Series. Worn by hustle, drained by the cruel demands of history, Robinson, at 37, was on his last legs in 1956. In his 6th World Series in 10 seasons, Robinson's battle against time was underscored in Don Larson's perfect game.
Jackie Robinson led off the 2nd inning, hit a line drive to Andy Carey, and the ball rolled to McDougal, who was coming over that way, and threw Jackie out, boom, boom. The year before that, he might have beaten it out.
What the Dodgers decided to do was trade him to the Giants, sold him for $30,000 and a routine pitcher named Dick Littlefield. What a way to treat Jackie Robinson. This icon, this integrator, this pioneer, to sell him like an old shoe.
He said, no, I'm not going to the Giants. I'm a Dodger. I'm blue. So he quit.
Between 1947 and 1956, 7 Rookies of the Year and 6 MVPs were bestowed on black players in the National League. But such dominance at the top was not reflected throughout the major league rosters. In Robinson's last season, 51 non-whites were sprinkled over 16 teams.
Race relations in the major leagues had not improved all that much. A black player still had to be better than average.
Blacks were never reserves. You either started or you're in the minors. The bench was white.
Most of the black ball players who followed Jackie were scared to death to say anything whenever anything was going on. You weren't going to get any complaints out of Willie Mays.
Campanella, like Willie Mays, like others at that time, were living in the world that they lived in, not in the world that was going to be made different. There was friction between Campanella and Robinson. Robinson always felt Campy wasn't militant enough.
Jack used to say, well, people think I should be friends with Roy because we're both colored, using the word they used then. He said, but that's not how I make my friends. One year, we were just talking. He said, you know, there's a little Uncle Tom in Campy.
But whatever their differences, Robinson and Campanella still faced a common enemy.
The black players couldn't stay with the white players at the Chase Hotel here in St. Louis. And finally that changed, and they invited the players to stay there with the rest of the team. Well, all of the players, I'm talking about Joe Black and Don Newcomb and Campanella, said, okay, now that we can get in, we don't want to stay there, with one exception. Robinson checked into the hotel. They told him not to go in the swimming pool. In about 5 minutes, Robinson was in the swimming pool.
Jackie was the 60s before they were the 60s because he brought a militant attitude to the Dodger clubhouse. He became the most intense personality in the clubhouse, an angry, if you will, black man who annoyed even his other black players.